Hello everyone, I am here with the post-commentary for my Week 4 game against SP Red Dragon. I'm doing a post-commentary again just because I think it's more my style, not really a fan of the live commentary stuff. So, here's my team that I brought. Modest Specs Bolt, it speed ties with Weavile, but otherwise it just chews through this team. Their Shadow Ball resist is a Weavile. I brought Berserker because I lost to Scarf Terra Ice Freeze Dry Cryogonal once. Scarf Terra Fly Flamingo chews through this team. Belly Drum Azu with some chip on Napoleon, and Regidrago just wins. And Defensive Moltres just to check a few things. And Deoxys just to be Deoxys. I lost this game. First loss of the season. It's too bad, but you know what, it's gonna happen. I lost because I played poorly, not because I really got outplayed or out-prepped, although there's some cool prep in this game, which you'll see. I made a lot of mistakes in this game, which I will be pointing out as we go. And it doesn't take long for us to reach a mistake. Deoxys lead is what I intended to do. I'm Eject Pack with Psycho Boost and Superpower, which hits this team pretty well, besides Screamtail, which didn't show up, which was surprising, and also no Great Tusk, which was nice. And I'm thinking to myself off lead, this thing could be Scarf, but I stay in. Why? I don't have a good reason. I have pretty good switch-ins. I have an Azumarill, I have a Berserker, I even have Moltres. But I decided to stay in because, ooh, 4 times effective move. I want to click it. And yeah, I die turn 1. Terrible play. They're Scarf, and they kill me with Beat Up. They brought Beat Up just in case I was Sash. Bad play from me. That was my rocker. I'm AV Berserker, so I have no rocks on this team. And I know my opponent often does not bring boots. And Weavile, we know is Scarf, so not boots. Cryogonal ended up being leftovers, which mattered so much for the late game. If I got rocks at this game, it was a comfortable win. And Iron Moth was Power Herb as I was expecting going into the matchup for Moltres. So getting rocks would have been huge. I don't know why I didn't just switch. That was a bad play. I was rushing through this game. And after that, I go Flamingo because I know they're locked into Scarf Beat Up. I thought about clicking U-turn here, but I figured if I U-turn on Napoleon, which they probably won't go into because they're expecting a fighting move, I don't have a great option into it. So I'd rather just click Terra Fly Brave Bird, which just absolutely chunks this thing. I'm thinking, okay, they either go Napoleon, take 40%, or just sack this. Either way, either one of those I'm fine with, because again, I want to chip on Napoleon for the Azumarill late game. I'm going for Brave Birds, and I kill Tornadus, and they bring out Regidrago, which is a super odd play to me. I'm like, I do 90% of this thing and I'm faster because I'm Scarf. I think, which you'll see in the chat, they ended up not calcing for Terra Fly, and they thought I was banded. Which also I was faster than your Tornadus, so they should realize I'm Scarf by then, assuming they have some speed on it. And they just sack this. I get a crit, which was lucky, but again, I was doing 75 to 90%. That was the damage I needed for a Azumarill. Getting the crit was lucky, but it wasn't going to win me the game by any means. I was totally in a comfortable spot. Even after sacking Dio, I still thought I was comfortably winning this game. So, I get a lucky crit, kill Regidrago, I live on a couple HP, which is nice. And I sack this. Why did I sack this? That was a bad play. This thing still just clicked Brave Bird and did 50% to something. I probably should have just gone into a Azumarill there. Or even Berserker. So I sack this. Bad play. I don't know why I did. There's not rocks up. They're probably not going to get rocks up. Napoleon's the only rocker here. And I go Azu because I'm thinking, okay, they're locked into Scarf Ice Shard. I just win the game with Belly Drum. Napoleon is either faster than me and doesn't kill me, or it's slower and I outspeed and kill it. And then they bring Napoleon in, I click Belly Drum, get my Citrus Berry, and they reveal Mirror Herb, which, good prep, is all I can say. It was also like okay for Dragon Dance, Dragon Bolt as well. I click Aqua Jet, assuming they're faster than me, because if this is their Azumarill check, they probably ran enough speed. I'm not max speed, I just have enough speed for defensive Napoleon. So I click Aqua Jet to get my chip, which means Dragon Bolt will kill with Thunderbolt, and they kill me with EQ. I bring out Dragon Bolt, and I kill it with Thunderbolt, and then they go into Cryogonal. This is the end of the game, and it's turn 9. This thing clicks Terra Electric and I can't really kill it. I could have killed it if had I played better, but I didn't, as you'll see. So I hard switch because I'm locked into Thunderbolt. It won't do much to this thing. I know they could be Terra Electric. I switch hard into Berserker, which always kills this thing and walls it. They Terra Electric. I'm like almost max PUDL just with a bit of speed for Empoleon, which was a bad set. I should have brought more attack on this thing. This game would have been over had I had some attack investment, but I didn't. So they click Freeze Dry. They click Freeze Dry again as I U-turn, but I get frozen. Pretty lucky there, but I do unthaw the next turn. That did matter, but based on the outcome of the game, they end up clicking Freeze Dry against this thing a lot. So they were always going to freeze me. It was going to happen eventually. So I do thaw on the switch to Iron Moth, which was very lucky. I go into Dragapult. Modest Specs Dragapult kills this like 90% of the time here, so I think it's worth going for, not accounting for Draco Meteor miss. But I assume they're just going to go back into Cryogonal here, but I was not willing to let this thing set up, so I click Draco Meteor. So I click Draco Meteor on Cryogonal as expected. I do about 60%. Ooh, that was a low roll, but do around 60%. And then I go Berserker as they click Recover, which makes sense. And then I get into a bit of a loop of them clicking Freeze Dry and me clicking U-turn. I'm just trying to get them in range of Dragapult because that's all I can really do. Moltres is taking way too much from Terra Blast, so I just spam U-turn, use up their recovers. And this is going to go on for a while. They Freeze Dry, I click U-turn, go into Dragapult, click U-turn, and as they recover. Or Freeze Dry. Hopefully I'll have some good music playing on in the background, so this isn't so boring. They Freeze Dry, I'm hoping to not get crit, or frozen really. I close combat to do a bit more damage. The 2 hit KOs, but they can just recover. And with leftovers, I'm really not doing that much. I'm doing 2% net damage, so I can't keep clicking close combat. Had I been adamant and with a bit of attack investment doing 80% to this thing, it would have been a different story. Based on the calcs, I think they were max HP, max special attack modest, so they didn't have much speed, which was surprising, because like a Flamigo would outspeed this if I wasn't scarfed. But that's the set they brought, and that's the set that beat me, so can't complain. They click U-turn, I go back to Dragapult. Draco Meteor, assuming this thing's not plus PUDL nature, I think they're modest, is doing 56 to like 64. So it's out of range right now. I'm clicking U-turn still, trying to keep this thing low. They click Freeze Dry, I'm hoping not to get frozen. They click Recover. I click U-turn, get them down to 59. They're at 65% still. I'm trying to get damage on this thing, but they're hovering around the same amount. I'm just spamming U-turn, really hoping for a crit. One crit probably would have won me this game, but I did not get it. They Freeze Dry. Do they freeze me here, I think? Next Freeze Dry freezes me. So, they're at 63%. I click U-turn. Nothing new. Back to Berserker. They Freeze Dry and freeze me. Nope, never mind. It's the next one. They recover. Once again, I click U-turn. They're at 56%. They heal to 62% here. I should have clicked Draco Meteor here. It would have been a roll. I need a high roll to kill. They don't Freeze Dry kill me anyways. And if they recover on my Draco Meteor, it's their last recover. And Berserker can hopefully do something. But I click U-turn instead. I think Draco Meteor was the play there. I think I had to go for the roll at this point. I was already so down. They Freeze Dry freeze me, which doesn't really matter. I predict them to recover here. This is my only play that I was trying to get to take me out of the game. Or take me out of the loss, I should say. Try to get me to win. I predict them to either Terra Blast Electric, expecting Moltres, or clicking their last recover here. So I go hard Dragapult to preserve the sack. And I click U-turn to sack Berserker. And then I know this thing's not dying. I could have gone for crit Draco Meteor, but instead I predict them to go for Freeze Dry and go into Moltres. And then I go hard back into Poltergeist or Dragapult on Terra Blast Electric. This thing's at 65% now. It was at 62 a few turns ago, and I had an extra sack. So me clicking Draco Meteor here was pointless. I should have always clicked Draco Meteor when this thing was lower. And of course, to rub it in my face, I get the high roll, 63%. This thing would have died if I clicked Draco Meteor 2 turns ago. Would I have won the game? Probably not, but would have been closer. They freeze try kill me. I bring up Ultras. They Terra Blast Electric. Almost kill me. I Flamethrower. Roost wouldn't have changed anything there. And they bring out Iron Moth. They gave me a chance to win the game here. They clicked Meteor Beam, they could have missed. Why they didn't just click Sledge Wave or Fire Move, I don't know. But they hit, and that was game. I definitely played bad. I could have won the game had I played better, even turn 1. Just switch out into your Weavile checks that you brought, like Moltres, like Berserker, and like Azumarill. No reason for me to stay in there with Deoxys Speed. Good prep with Empoleon. Mirror Herb was cool. And hopefully next week we'll get back to our winning streak. See you later.